If you would have told me like 3 years ago, this is like where I'd be working, I'd be like, you're fucking crazy.
Welcome to the Alpha Podcast, made possible by West Coast Customs and Neverland Studios, hosted by me, Jussup. Before we begin, I want to remind everybody that what you're about to hear is not financial advice, nor do we endorse any of the guests or projects on the show. This is simply meant for educational purposes, and oftentimes I'm learning about these projects in real time as we're recording them. While this is brought to you by West Coast Customs and Neverland Studios, the opinions expressed are of my own or the guests, and not of the companies. So without further ado, let's tap into the episode.
My name's Maz Lovella. Also, like, should I look at any of the cameras?
You can just look at me. Yeah.
My name is Maz Lovella.
If you want to, you're more than happy.
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah.
And I'm a woman in Web3. I work for a protocol called Zeda Markets, and we deal all things like futures and options trading built on Solana, like full derivatives. And yeah, it's a really cool project, really heady, super DeFi.
Yeah, what do you do?
Yeah, I work in like marketing, I guess you could say. Community management started off, but when you're in startup, it kind of like, you just start doing like a lot of other things. But
lots of hats.
So many hats.
Yeah,
Ooh, my collection is quite big. But yeah, I do like community management, content creation, and marketing, partnerships. I mean, everything. We now have like a team of like 2 other people in our marketing, like I guess you say department, of our team of like 13 people. Marketing department, I think it's funny. But yeah, the space is amazing. DeFi is amazing. NFTs are amazing.
How did you get into the space? Like when was your first
origin story?
Exactly.
Some might say. Well, I graduated high school when I was 16 years old, and I feel like I've always had like a really fast brain. Not like super like, I'm going to become a dev, but like, I'm just really hungry to like learn a lot. So when I left high school, I did a number of things and kind of like started my own company in Hawaii and then wrapped that up. And I got into, believe it or not, day trading on the stock market. And I was like, you know what I want to be? A finance bro. But yeah, I started doing that, and it really just totally, I don't know, I just didn't really vibe with it. And then
You weren't quite a finance bro?
I am a finance bro though, but now I'm a DeFi sis. And I'll get into that because I want to see more women in the space. But you know, it's so funny because I'm an artist, I'm a musician. If you would have told me like 3 years ago, this is like where I'd be working, I'd be like, you're fucking crazy, you know? Yeah, so I got into like crypto. I just like Bitcoin, Ethereum, just started like learning about the space, kind of like some things that people are building. And yeah, it's just like, I guess I might say the rabbit hole. Fell down that really hard. And I had really close friends who worked in the space, like my best friend Fina, you know, her boyfriend works for FTX, and I saw that I like had a lot of passion and whatnot. So he introduced me to my job, and cool. That's how I got here in the Solana ecosystem. But
I want to talk more about like what you just said, women in the space, because you don't. I'm actually very surprised at how many women have been at this hacker house. It's a little way more than it has been at the other ones.
No, seriously, it's so funny because did you go to like all of the hacker houses before in like Lisbon and Miami? I guess there's only been 2 technically.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was there at both as well, and literally,
I did see you in Lisbon. Yeah,
literally. No women, or like very few. Like it's insane. And
only at the Tao party. We won't talk about that.
We won't talk about the Tao party. I show up and I'm like, "Were you paid to be here?"
Of course.
The answer was yes. They were. I was like, "Y'all are way too hot." Anyway, not talking about the Tao party. No, all women who work in Web3 are super hot. Yeah. Take that from me. With my hair all black. This is the most women I've definitely seen since. You know, I've been to any of these hacker houses, but I want to see more women. I'm like trying to figure out like, what can I say to bring more gorgeous girls into Web3? And like, this is for everyone, not just women. People get intimidated when they don't understand something. So what I'm doing, and I guess like my job is like creating educational content. Mm-hmm. And even though my educational content kind of like, it's really heady because I do it for Zeda Markets, right. And it's based off of like options and future trading and that sort of stuff. I think the more that we can like make this information accessible and bring that representation of being like, hey, I'm a woman who works in Web3 and I'm doing all these things. So like, I don't really necessarily understand sometimes what I'm doing, but inserting myself. And
I would imagine you've learned a lot, right?
Oh yeah, I've learned so much, you know. I would say at first it was like really intimidating just because like, once again, I'm an artist. I come from a very artsy background, and I've done like a lot of social media managing in my life. Like That's what I was doing when I graduated high school. I was just managing people's like accounts and, basically I guess like community manager stuff, but like for single people and like influencers and stuff. And there's just like anything that you want to do, it's going to be built on blockchain. Like it's going to be in Web3. So if you are like running your business and you're like, oh, I'm doing this, like just come to Web3 and do it here, honestly. But kind of coming back to like bringing women, because I'm bouncing all over the place, but bringing women into Web3. And then like I think with like any finance thing, it's just like these are very male dominated spaces. I just want to tell them to send it. I don't know if there's anything I could say that would be like, come build here, but there's so much opportunity here in this space. I was actually reading this amazing article from this woman. Her name's Izzy, and she works for Cypher. Protocol, which is like a whole nother, they're epic. The whole entire team's super epic. But she wrote this article about how DAOs are kind of like closing the wage gap and like just like bringing so much more opportunity to people. Because like here in the traditional, like I guess the traditional way that things are done, traditional finance or any of that, we see like a lot of like, it's just like, it's not equal. Women don't get paid the same as men. We're not really treated the same. And here, I feel like in DeFi and Web3, there's just like so much opportunity to like close that gap. And if we don't seize the opportunity, and you'll see this opportunity come from like literally anywhere, people all over the world, people in Africa, people in South America, like who've never really had these opportunities to like have a wallet, or like have a bank account. Like people are able to access things so easily. So what I'm saying in the end is like the opportunity here is like really amazing. And what I want people to do is just like dive in and like seize the opportunity so we can make a better future for ourselves and not make this like a completely male dominated space,
Well, biggest thing that a lot of people don't understand is like they hear the terms crypto or NFT, right? Mm-hmm. And assume that it's like we're talking about a currency or we're talking about JPEGs and art.
Yeah.
And in reality, like, and you keep saying Web3, which is what it is. It's a technology that there are many, many ways that people can enter this space, not just I have to be an artist or I have to be into finance of some sort. Like I think at this point, anybody who has a business or pretty much doing anything in life, if you were told that you could go back to when Instagram, Snapchat, or like start building on these platforms before everybody else was building on these platforms.
Be the Google, be the Amazon, create that wave,
Like it is a moment where you can actually have disruption and kind of capitalize off of creating something that there isn't a ton of noise in yet. And even right now, while we're doing all this stuff and it feels like everybody is doing and building something, it's still very, very new and fresh.
Oh, we are so early. That's a thing. And just kind of like what I touched on earlier, like whatever you want to make in life, like whether it's like a makeup business or you are, selling like a service, like all of that is going to be brought into Web3, into blockchain. Totally. So like it literally, it's not just NFTs, because it's technology. Yeah. And the more that we can make that information accessible to people and kind of create that clearer picture, because there's like, people just don't know. We're so early. People just don't know. And like the way you sold it like that is like, could you imagine being Google? Like, I think we're, and like you'll see this with like NFTs as well, but we're just like right now in the space, there's just so many things happening, but also like there's like nothing. Like we're so early.
There's so many more, because the thing is new things are arising every single day.
Every single second.
So even though there is a ton happening and it feels like, I'm late for, I didn't buy a Bored Ape or whatever, like you feel like you're late for.
FOMO's so real.
And everything does move very, very quickly. However, there is still so much room because like, I hate it when I hear that people are NFT experts because I'm like, this is so new. It's impossible.
What the fuck is an NFT expert? Right? What is a crypto expert? Like, oh my gosh.
We're throwing spaghetti at a wall at this point.
We're literally throwing spaghetti at a wall.
Seeing what sticks. And it might stick for a few days, and then it's not working 2 days later.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the beauty of this space, though. It's like you're building something. I mean, anything 15 times better can come out tomorrow. But that's the truth. Like, and I also, what's kind of interesting, totally random, but as someone who has about almost a year of professional experience, but it is professional because I work professionally for a protocol in the Solana ecosystem.
I used that word lightly.
Yeah, but like, like professionally, but like I am working full time for a crypto company, you know, like for a Web3 company. Yeah, there's just like, no one's a fucking expert.
Right.
No one knows what the fuck they're doing. Sorry, am I allowed to cuss?
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was like, fuck. Just like screaming fuck in this thing. Yeah, no one's an expert. Things are evolving every day. And that's the beauty because, this is why we see also a lot of young people, and you always see young people in the space, but there is so much room for failure and for success. And that's the best part.
Do you collect NFTs?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm the perfect person for this conversation because I do collect NFTs, but like my knowledge on like what to collect, I'm not an NFT expert like by any means, but yeah, for sure. Go ahead for it.
Well, you answered the question. Do you collect NFTs? That was the question. But,
yes.
What was the last one you collected?
What did I just
Or last
buy?
mint.
Okay, my last mint. It was what I
That
do
is
want to
definitely
mint.
not the
Right answer for that.
No, I was just gonna say what an NFT expert would say.
No, okay. Definitely a hot second ago. The last thing I bought was a pesky penguin.
Pesky penguin. Somebody else said that actually.
Yeah, it was a pesky penguin. I'm not even gonna lie.
Pesky penguin. I'm gonna have to check these penguins out.
They go newt.
What?
I don't know.
One more time, please.
The newt. They do it on their Discord. They go newt.
Okay.
Pesky penguins.
Pesky penguin.
Yeah, it's super fucking cute. But that was, I think, the last thing I met. Oh, I got rugged by Degen trash pandas. Is that what they're called? Not rugged. They didn't rug me. What happened was I got airdropped a NFT that said rugged by Degen trash pandas. It was a rug trash panda.
Nicely
Literally
done.
a rug. Anyhow. But yeah, that was the last thing I bought. But what I am interested in buying is, I can't remember what it's called, but Fina actually just minted a couple of them and they look super cool. MetaWhips. Yeah.
So I guess that's the next question. Do you collect specifically on Solana or are you multi-chain?
I'm a multi-chain gal.
Cool.
I'm definitely like, in my life, Solana is life. For sure. Zeda Markets is life. Love Zeda. But yeah, no, I'm definitely multi-chain. Like I buy things on Ethereum. I buy things on Solana. That's basically it. So like by multi-chain, I mean by chain. There's a few Ethereum projects that I've bought that I honestly like, and you can totally make fun of me, but I cannot remember their names on the spot. I have a Grim Reaper. But I don't think it's not called Grim Reapers. It just
okay. He looks like a.
It looks like a Grim Reaper.
Grim Reaper. Okay.
See, this is why I'm the worst person for this.
I mean, it is what it is.
See, but this is the best part, and I think this is like.
I want to know what connects you with these. Like, why do you choose it? Why did you buy the Grim Reaper?
I'm an artist. I love art, and I love things that just make me happy.
You're not buying it off of speculation, like I'm going to get rich on this. Or,
no, not at all. No, like I'm pretty sure, like I've spent like I'm not even shitty. And this is not that much money for people in NFTs, but like I've probably spent like $5,000, which is a lot of money. Actually, let me phrase that is a lot of fucking money on NFTs, and my collection's probably not even worth $5,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've bought it because like I really appreciate this art, and even if it's like really simple, like the reason like it's not like I bought like the pesky penguins because I love them. My friend told me about it, and he was really passionate about the project, and I was like, you know what, like fuck it, I'll mint one. You know,
I want to be a part of this community.
Yeah, I want to be a part of the community, and I think that there's just like there's so much more than just like the NFT. There's so much use case that comes with NFTs, and there's just like you can do fucking anything with NFTs, like, and I think that's the cool part, and that's like also why I'm interested in because with NFTs you can like buy something because like, oh, I'm gonna get rich off this. You can buy something because the community's dope, or you can buy something because there's like an epic use case with it. Like
there's multiple reasons.
There's multiple reasons. They're infinite.
Choose your adventure.
Choose your adventure. So yeah, like I'd say most of the NFTs I've bought because I think they're really cute. Not even cool, just cute. There are NFTs that I've bought because my friends are like, dude, this is like the next up and coming project. Like, check this out. Oh, actually.
So I expect to see a MetaWhip then. A
MetaWhip? No, I'm gonna mint one. I'll mint one like right. You know, I can go grab my laptop right now. we could do the buying a MetaWhip, minting a MetaWhip on camera.
What are you looking forward to in the space?
As far as like NFT projects, there's nothing really like on my radar right now, which is the wrong answer because there's so many epic things coming out. So
we just watched a bunch of cool demos.
We just watched a bunch of cool demos, like especially in the Solana ecosystem. And that's what I really love about these hacker houses. Like Jordan Bartosz are doing an amazing job traveling around. Just gonna meet all these cool people building all these cool different products. What's really cool about this space is that, if you have a question, you can just go and ask someone. Like, we aren't experts, but we are all leading together in this space and learning together, and I think that's the most important part. But as far as like what I'm excited for, my company just launched mainnet. Yeah,
Cool.
so that's really exciting. Anyone who's interested in trading options and futures, especially like European styled options, cash settled and under collateralized, like please check it out.
Let's just assume that the listeners have no idea what mainnet means because several people have said it, but we've never like, can you break it down?
Yeah, I would absolutely love to. I just don't know if I'm going to break this down correct. So like mainnet, okay, let's start with DevNet. I think that's probably easier. The difference between DevNet and mainnet is DevNet is like not public. Or it is public, but it's not like real.
It's like I would say. Like a beta version?
Like a beta version, thank you. Yeah, beta version or sandbox. You could say either way. Mainnet is when your product goes live and people can use it to trade real money, to buy things. Like it's just live. It's fully functioning like it should be versus like a sandbox or a beta version. So yeah, when people say mainnet, that means their product is live, it's ready to use, and it's ready to use for real. I don't know, there's so much cool stuff. Go on crypto Twitter, honestly. Yeah. Like that's what I would recommend. Just get on crypto Twitter. There's so much cool shit.
Where can people find you or Zeda?
You can find Zeda Markets at Zeda Markets on Twitter, and then me at Maz Lovella. I host a lot of different conversations in the space, kind of like this, but can't see me. So like Twitter spaces and whatnot. And we talk to a lot of projects in the ecosystem, especially in the Solana ecosystem, but even not in the Solana ecosystem. So yeah, feel free to follow me on Twitter at Maz Lovella, on Instagram at Maz Lovella as well.
Cool.
That's where I post more of my music stuff there. But
on Instagram?
Yeah. Well, also on Twitter. I don't know. I feel like my Twitter is just very DeFi heavy. But always looking to like connect with people and answer questions. And
we'll have to do a Twitter Spaces too.
Yeah, we should. I would absolutely love that. Yeah. But yes, I guess my final message before we wrap up is beautiful, beautiful women. Please come to Web3, DM me, literally anything. I'm happy to answer your questions and point you in the right direction and see what I can do to help you enter the space. So
awesome. Well, thank you for your time and thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is super fun. Seriously.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right.